Hello and welcome to History 102 channel. I am Angela Fluff and I will be your host today. This is my first time and I'm so excited, don't tell anybody. Today we will be learning about the first and second Moroccan crises.
Why are the Moroccan crises so important?
They were important because they led into World War I. Everyone, this is my twin sister Allie.
Hi!
She always has a ton of questions.
Angie, where is Morocco and how did the first Moroccan crisis get started?
Okay, so this is where Morocco is. Okay, this is Morocco and this is where Tangier is, where the first crisis happened, and this is where Agadir is, where the second crisis happened. Okay, now as to how it got started. On March 31st, 1905, Kaiser Wilhelm of Germany arrived in Tangier to declare his support for the Sultan of Morocco, provoking the anger of France and Britain, in what has become known as the First Moroccan Crisis. It is also called the Tangier Crisis, named for the city where it happened.
Why did the Kaiser go to Morocco?
I told you, zip it!
I can't help it.
But I will answer your question with one more.
Okay.
Okay. The Kaiser did not have any substantive interest in Morocco. Neither did the German government. The central purpose of his appearance was to disrupt the Anglo-French Entente, formed in April 1904. The Entente Cordial, as it is known, was originally intended not as an alliance against Germany, but as a settlement of long-standing imperialist rivalries between Britain and France in North Africa. By its terms, Britain could pursue its interest in Egypt, while France was free to expand westward from Algeria into Morocco. France subsequently signed an agreement with Spain, dividing Morocco into spheres of influence, with France receiving the greater part. Germany was angered by exclusion from the decision made about North Africa. An international convention had guaranteed the independence of Morocco in 1880. Germany now saw that the friendship between the two of Europe's most powerful nations threatened to override this, and thus also posed a challenge to Germany's own influence in Europe and around the world.
So Germany didn't like what Britain and France were doing?
Exactly, that's totally right. That is why Germany went to Morocco. But what did I tell you? Shh, shh, shh. Okay. Wilhelm arrived in Tangier on March 31st, 1905. It is in what has been known as the Open Door speech, he announced that he looked upon the Sultan of Morocco as the ruler of a free and independent empire, subject to no foreign control, and that he himself would always negotiate with the Sultan himself. He also stated that he expected Germany to have advantages in trade and commerce with Morocco, equal to that of other countries. Wilhelm's sensational appearance marked an aggressive departure from what the German foreign policy had been.
What was the thinking behind giving that speech?
You have to stop bugging me, otherwise I will never get done with my show.
Well, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad, but I just wanted
to
know.
It's okay, fine, okay. Answer the question. Although Germany had intended aggressive action in Morocco to place a wedge between France and Britain, it in fact had the opposite effect. It strengthened the bond between the two countries due to their mutual suspicion of Germany. What began as a mere friendship turned, after the first Moroccan crisis, into a type of informal military alliance.
So what happened next? I'm not a history junkie.
Allie. In the wake of the Kaiser's appearance, an international conference called the Algerica Conference convened in Algerica, Spain, in January 1906 to conclude an agreement about Morocco. The resulting convention awarded France a controlling interest in Moroccan affairs, but guaranteed equality of trade and economic freedoms for every nation, and limited any colonial action by any nation without consultation with the other signatories. The Algerica Conference ended the first Moroccan crisis. Yes?
So how did the second crisis get started then?
You have so many questions. I need to get on with my show, but I guess I can take the time and I'll tell you.
Okay.
5 years after the first Moroccan crisis ended, the second crisis got started, also known as the Agadir crisis because of the town. On May 21st, 1911, French troops occupied the Moroccan city of Fez. They claimed to be defending the Sultan against riots that had erupted in Fez, but they were violating the terms of the Algerica Convention, which sparked Germany's wrath, and a second Moroccan crisis began. In March 1911, the French authorities had claimed that rebel tribes were staging an uprising in Morocco, endangering the country's capital city of Fez. The Sultan appealed, please, please, to France for help restoring order, which led the French to send their troops to Fez on May 21st. Germany, however, wary of French power in Africa, believed the French had formed the tribal revolt to create an excuse to occupy Morocco.
So what did Germany do next?
Okay, I'll tell you, but you have so many questions and I only have so much time. The German Foreign Secretary Alfred von Kinden-Walter neglected to consult key personnel before sending a naval cruiser, the Panther, to anchor in the harbor of Agadir on Morocco's Atlantic coast. Germany was encouraging resistance against the French among the native population. So they were telling them, hey, don't like them guys. However, Germany had counted on France's isolation and eventual submission. This did not prove to be the case, as Britain once again backed France, its partner in the Entre-Cordiale of 1904. David Lloyd George, Britain's Chancellor of Exchequer, made this clear in a public address in London at a banquet at the Mansion House on July 21st. After Russia too gave its support to France, though somewhat ambiguous, and Austria-Hungary failed to lend Germany even its diplomatic support, the Germans were forced to back down in the ensuing negotiations concluding November 4th. Germany reluctantly agreed to recognize the French as the proctor over Morocco in return for what is now known the Republic of Congo in Africa.
How did that lead to World War I?
Okay, so this is the last question I'm going to answer. Okay, Allie?
Okay.
Okay. All right. Military talks began between British and French, and it was decided that their two countries would divide responsibilities, with the French taking control of the Mediterranean Sea, and then the British would take control of the North Sea and the English Channel. As the two countries moved from friendship to alliance, counting Russia as well on their side in the wake of the Second Moroccan Crisis, a powerful Germany found itself increasingly isolated, with only a little bit of support from its fellow Triple Alliance members, which was Austria-Hungary and Italy. So what of all this? The First and Second Moroccan Crises were a part of the causes that led into World War I.
Your time is almost up, Angela.
What? I didn't get to teach anybody anything. My show was a disaster.
And you didn't have a disaster. I learned a lot, and I'm sure your audience learned a ton, too.
I taught somebody something. This is so exciting. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay, tune in next time for more history lessons with myself, Angela Fluff.
And me too, don't mind her.
Excuse me. On History 102 channel. Thank you and good afternoon. And thank you to these wonderful people for helping, and to these wonderful websites for giving us information.